With interest rates on the rise again, it is no wonder millions of people are worried about their credit card bills. The Fed just raised rates another 25 basis points today, which means your credit card bill is going to get a little bit more expensive. That's not good. Now, if that doesn't have you worried, just think about this for a moment. Americans have almost $1 trillion in credit card debt. Our savings rate is now near record lows. And the good news, though, is that we have been paying down our debt over the past few years. But wait, is that really good news? Well, here's why. We are now getting reports that as people pay off their auto loans and other debts, they go back to the bank and try to get money. Well, what do? For people that have a car that is paid off, here's the problem. They go back to the bank and they take out a loan using that vehicle as collateral. So all this time that Americans have been paying down debt just to come back and get into more debt. That's a major problem. Now, it's because of this cycle that we now know how much Americans are relying on credit cards just to see them through these tough times. With the average credit card now having an interest rate over 20%, we can't continue to make purchases using credit, but a lot of people still do. Here's the problem that we're facing right now, and this problem is threefold. We have rising interest rates, we are seeing credit card debt at record levels, and now lenders are cutting available spending with credit card users. Again, it's another problem. In fact, just this week I received this comment, and I want to read you this comment. Here it is. It says, and I quote, "It happened to me. You were right again. My Citibank card lowered my limit from $7,500 down to $3,000 without even a warning. I've never missed a payment. I only have a current balance of $480. My other cards are not even close to being maxed out. And in October, they interestingly enough raised my limit from $6,000 to $7,500. This must be the result of the banks, right?" Well, that's exactly right. Exactly what this person said. It's because of the banking crisis. Banks at this time are trying to limit their risk by minimizing their exposure, which is another reason why we need to stop spending money and stop putting all of our purchases on credit cards. Now, I remember when I was younger, my grandparents once told me, if we can't afford to buy it in cash, then we can't afford to buy it at all. And that might be the motto that we all need to live by, at least for a little while. But here's something else I want to just remind you of. Putting a purchase onto a credit card just to see that rate continue to go up, and with the possibility of a recession, this is a recipe for disaster. We don't need this, and we can't afford this. And if you don't believe me, listen to this comment that I received. This comment, it says this, and I quote, "Man, I love the videos, keep them coming. I need some advice if you could. I can't afford to pay my credit card payment anymore, and BOA, Bank of America, won't help me at all. I maxed out my credit card back in December 2021 because of a surgery that I needed to get, and since then, I've been paying the minimum in order to keep the balance right under the limit. The problem that I'm having now is that every couple of months, I get hit with an over-the-limit fee of $35, and I can't afford to pay that, but I always find a way. But the real problem is how much my payments are. Last year, my interest was set at around 15.5%, and now I'm at 26.49%. The interest alone is killing me, and I don't know what to do. I don't want to ruin my credit by not paying it back, but at this point, I'm running out of options. My hours at work will be reduced by 10 hours per week starting in April. And at that point, it will either be my car payment or this one credit card. Please help." I get comments and messages like this all the time because the economy is changing, and it has changed. We're not seeing additional stimulus. We are getting hit with higher credit card interest rates. We're getting hit with credit card fees and higher rent payments. Auto loans, again, right now are starting to go into default. It's a major issue. And on top of all this stuff, people are now seeing that their hours at work are being reduced. Their wages may be going up just a little, but their hours are going down. That's a problem. Now, I bring this up because this is the reality of the situation that we are currently in. People all over the US are running out of options. But the one thing that you can do to prepare for such a scenario is to stop spending money on unnecessary goods. Don't make the mistake of putting an expense on credit in hopes that you will be able to pay that off later on. That's not a good idea. The economy is changing, and it's changing so quickly that you don't need to put yourself into, and your family into a terrifying financial situation. So, do me a favor and do yourself a favor as well. When you are about to make a purchase, no matter what it is you're about to buy, and if you are going to put it on credit, think about it for a second and ask you this question. If I buy this today, will tomorrow be any different? Then ask yourself this question. How will this make my life better? These are actually a couple things that I don't remember the book that I read, but years ago I read this book and it told me to ask these two questions. If I buy this today, will tomorrow be any different? And how will this make my life better? So when I'm about to make a purchase, and it doesn't have to be a substantial purchase, it could be something for $50. It could be something for $2,000. But I will ask myself the same question. If I buy this today, will tomorrow be any different? And how will this make my life better? And if tomorrow will not be any different, and the things that you are about to buy will not make your life better, then ask yourself this. Is it really worth it? Is this item really worth it? So, if you can do that, you will probably be in a better situation than you are right now. Because what's happening, and I've seen it with my own eyes, is as recently as just this morning, where somebody was buying something at Target. I don't know if they absolutely needed it, but they were buying something at Target and they had to split the cost onto 2 different credit cards. Okay? So the item, it was a TV. It was for about $400. Again, I don't know their situation. I'm not here to judge, but they had to put that on 2 different credit cards. Maybe they're getting points and they only had a $250 limit. I don't know. But this was something that I saw today and I questioned, is this the right move? No, I don't know. But with that said, I just want to thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing. Do yourself a favor. Be smart with your money. And I will see you guys on the next one.